I'm Marilyn Shannon, and welcome to Conversations from the Psychic Roundtable on YourTV. We're really excited to be traveling around the countryside on Zoom, chatting with people who work with energy and metaphysical things. So this week we're headed to Gananoque to chat with the owner of Stone Street Akashic. And welcome, Christian.
Hi, Marilyn. Always good to chat with you.
It's an exciting time to be working in the energy field right now. Can wear us out a little bit, but I think people need it more than ever. But what I'm interested in right now is, how did you start into your metaphysical journey?
So it's an interesting story. Being raised Mexican Catholic, definitely Mexican Catholic, things like the tarot and energy, shamanism, spirits, that was all no-no. Jesus takes care of everything, and that's who you go to for all these things. So then my mom ventured off into working with angels. And we said, okay, there's angels in the Bible. We're still good. Then, she went on to Reiki, and then that's when the flags went up. You're healing with the hands. Well, where's Jesus in all of this? And then eventually the teachings came to me, and I dove into them and I honored them and read them. And that actually helped me work through my fear of death. I had a humongous fear of death. So I managed to work through it. And after that, I wanted more. So I said, okay, there's reincarnation. There are these past lives. Well, where are they? Well, you go into the Akashic records, which is the unconscious memory. And from there, you can see, past lives. You can see your current situation. You can even see the future or the potential future. So that's where I started to work with. And I always find it to be such an interesting story where I work with people's past lives after myself being so afraid of, passing on myself.
Very interesting. And through this work, have you actually been able to reconcile and maintain your belief in the work of Jesus?
Absolutely. And, I got to the point where I don't have, say, like a structural relationship with Jesus and God are here, and I'm just down here looking up, not knowing what to do. But we work at a co-creation level. I see myself as an extension of the God energy, universal energy, or the all energy. And through that energy, that's how I do my work, and that's how I do just about everything.
I think it brings us peace when we realize that we're called to do this work. What I know about you also, Christian, is that you haven't sat still. You are evolving and growing as your clients are, as you are, and that brought you to me and my love for crystal balls. And so tell me how you've started to work with crystals.
That's right. And, I think every time I talk to you, I have something new on the go, or I'm learning something. And the crystal started with my favorite saying, never. I was going to be the guy that was never going to work with crystals because, I just didn't see a point in it. There was a lot of money to be spent in them. And I think I was reading a book on tarot scrying. And that's when the crystal ball came about. And it's like, okay, well, you can stare into a crystal. And when you look at a crystal, you have different entry points. And also, crystals are living beings. So just like you and I, they might be vibrating a little bit denser right now, and we can see them and touch them, and they're heavy. But they carry a lot of knowledge, and they carry their own experience. They're just another extension of that one and the all. So they really open up the realms to different dimensions to be able to help other people or even receive messages from ourselves.
So when you enter a crystal ball, what does it do for you working with a client?
So what it does is it turns it more and more into a journey. I start to see an image and a picture that plays out inside the crystal. And, there's like changes in temperature, there's changes in smells, there's tasting that comes up. And all of that just the energy starts to take its form. And that's how I can say to someone, well, this is where the book that you're writing is going. This is the shape that it's taking. Or, with a different sphere is like, okay, there's a little bit of fear here, but it's okay. Here's how it plays out if you put your heart and soul into it.
It just I find crystals just open me up. And I do scry tarot cards just as you were talking. But tarot cards have meanings where the crystal balls just open us up and open us up to receiving the information we're supposed to pass along. Uh, we were chatting about no, never, that it's expensive. How expensive can these crystals be?
I have seen crystals that go for as cheap as $20 to, I think I was on a live sale on Instagram just last weekend with crystals as expensive as $10,000.
I'm not going on any of those sites. I'm not doing it, Christian. I lugged a pair of crystal balls around New York City one time, and that they were expensive and heavy to be lugging around, but they're my go-to crystal spheres for sure. So tell me a little bit about this journey business, because that's something I think a little newer for you, or more intense, perhaps is the word.
Yeah, so journeying has become, I guess, a step up to the work that I usually do. I do past life regression, which is through meditation or quote unquote hypnosis. You get someone to relax enough to access the unconscious memories. So what I like to call it when I talk to people instead of hypnosis is I am taking you out of the physical mind and the physical body, and I'm taking you into your spirit body. So there's no time, there's no space, there's no limits. And we get to travel into other dimensions. So this has evolved into what we call journeying. And if you look at journeying traditionally, it comes from the shamanic tradition, where the shaman being the one who sees in the dark, goes back through either the lower worlds or the higher worlds, different type of dimensions to do something, either to heal, to receive information, or to look into the future. So what I do with my work is I take the person on a journey through that unconscious memory so they can actually see and feel their experience. It brings a lot of perspective, and it brings a lot of healing as well. And they're seeing this journey, this picture, this experience through their own consciousness. Sometimes in readings, they're seeing it, through my consciousness, which could be a little bit different and sometimes maybe not as resonant with them. But when you're there live and in color, I think it has a different power to it.
What does it do for your client?
With it bringing such perspective, I've seen a lot of healing that happens. For example, I have been to memories of the inner child, someone who had just being born, going, well, this is the place where I lost my individuality. I've been living under the thumb of my parents forever and ever, and this is where this happened. And we bring out those memories and we work through them. And you always have a choice to continue to embrace that energy or release that and open up to something new.
I think the gift we give people is that gift of choice, awareness, but also the gift of choice. I think that sometimes gets lost in what we do for people, that they think that they have to do what they're told, or that they have to do something they don't want to do. No, that this work helps you find the gift of choice. Do you find that?
Yeah, exactly. Choice and perspective. So
Yes.
it's, like I tell my clients, like, you're not a victim of all of your circumstances. There are situations that happen, and it is how we look at those and how we take those that are going to actually move us forward. You know, we have feelings, we honor them. And then from there, we always look forward.
Yes. Yeah, I think that looking forward is one of the things that people who come to see me really appreciate, because often when they come to see us, they're stuck. And being able to look forward and find hope. These days, hope is a big thing that people are looking for.
It is indeed.
It is indeed. So, where do we find you? Where does somebody find you to do this work?
So I am all over social media, so Facebook and Instagram at Stone Street Akashic. Um, Also via email as well, stonestreetenergy@gmail.com. And also on my Instagram and my Facebook, you can find the link to my podcast, the Akashic podcast, where I speak about all these topics and all the information that I have gathered throughout the years. And, you know, it may be of service for some.
I do know on Instagram you give a wonderful message every day, so it's worth looking you up there for that little message of hope and where to start your day from. So thank you for putting that out there every day for us, Christian.
Thank you. It's what we're here for.
Yes, it is what we're here for. And I think while it can tire us out, it also builds us up. And if we can be of service, that's what we are here to do. Any last words on how to get through these days?
And what I get right away very strongly is we're all doing very well in what we are supposed to do. And you are in this quarantine or this learning experience in this situation and with the people that you need to be with at this time. So, living in the present, take a look at what is being shown to you and how is it making you grow, and how is it making you a better person, so that when the doors open, literally and figuratively, then we can go.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today, Christian. Wonderful message to end on.
Thank you for having me, Marilyn.